Okay, here we are in Revit, and I'm going to cover producing a full-size PDF, both of a single sheet and of multiple sheets of a particular drawing set. As you can see, I've got the LBJ Express model loaded. This is Revit architecture, but it works just the same whether it's Revit Structure or Revit MEP. I can click on the Revit menu and come down to Print. Don't click Publish. That's something totally different. Click on Print, and we can either hit print here or here. Either way, it'll bring up the print dialog. Also, if you just hold down the control button and push P, standard Windows shortcut to produce a print job, and there we go. So here's the standard Revit print dialog. I'm going to select which printer I want. If I'm making a full-size PDF, that basically means that we can send it to anyone. They can look at it. They can print it 11 by 17. They can print it full size. If we need to print it in-house full size, if you use the full-size printer here, there are some settings that are controlled by our software that don't work if you print straight to it. We have to use a PDF, and we have to send the PDF through our plot software in order for our grayscales to look correctly. It's a funny little glitch. I tried to find a way around it, but basically we have to create a PDF file first. So I'm going to select on Adobe PDF. I do not want multiple sheets in a selected file, but you can see that I don't have the ability to say create separate files. That's because I have not yet told Revit that I want multiple sheets. As soon as I say I have multiple sheets that I want to print, then I have the ability to create separate files. This particular Revit project already has sheet sets that have been saved so that they can very quickly be called up for a print job. I'm going to do just a few sheets for the purposes of this tutorial. So I'm going to click on the In Session button. I'm going to deselect my views because I don't want to print views. I want to print just the sheets. So this will allow me to see just the sheets. And let's say that I want just the ground floor, second floor, and the roof plan. Let's not do the ceiling plan. So I'm just going to check and turn these on. Those are the only sheets that I want to print in this particular set. I'll scroll down the list just to make sure that nothing else is selected. You can see I have the mechanical sheets here. I don't want to select or I don't want to print those in this set, so I'll deselect them. Look down the rest of the list, everything is fine. All I want to do is print sheets A101, 102, and 103. Now, if I wanted to at this point, I could save this collection, just these sheets, so that I could pull them up again if I needed to reprint these sheets multiple times for QA/QC or for whatever purpose. I would give it a set name, and please give it something descriptive. Don't just say sheet set. That might make sense to you, but if there's anyone else working on the project and they need to access that same sheet set, be descriptive with your names, descriptive enough so that someone else can understand what that sheet set contains. I'm not saving anything right now. I'm just going to leave it as an in-session, unsaved set of sheets. Click OK. Now we're done. It's going to ask me, do you want to save these? No, I don't want to save them. Okay, here are my print settings. We already have the print device set, but now we want to change or verify our print settings. So I'm going to click on Setup. Once again, this is an existing project, so I have existing setups that have already been done in this setup. You can see there's a number of them in here and they don't get used. I have a 24 by 36 PDF. I'm going to click on that because someone else already set this up. Here's the reason why it's critical, and I made mention of this in the video, to set up your PDF print driver exactly the way that I told you to, is because it relies on the specific name of the special sheets that you made. If this 24 by 36 in the Adobe PDF printer driver did not have a space on either side of the X, then this print setting in Revit would only work on somebody's machine and it would not work on someone else's machine. That's why they all have to be set up the same. So that page size is properly set. I'm printing landscape. Here's I want to leave this at vector processing. I want to zoom to 100%. My paper size is centered. I can choose to view my links in blue. I'm not going to do that. Basically, anything that you see blue on the, you can't see that here, anything that you would see blue in the Revit model, on the section cuts or an elevation call out, that you would, select and right click and then say go to view, it would show those up in blue. We don't want to see that. I want to hide my scope boxes and hide my crop boundaries. That way we can see where the exact edges of the views are without worrying about printing them. It's very, very similar to having a viewports layer that's set to not plot. We're done with all that. Everything's fine. I'm going to click OK. Here's where things get a little fun. I'm going to browse to get to my current, what I want these files to be named. Now, because I've set the Adobe PDF driver to automatically save each PDF as it's created, this piece right here becomes the prefix for every single page that you plot. So right now I'm just going to create, let's say browse. This is where I save all my PDFs to, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to preface this with LBJ because it's the LBJ project, and I'm going to click save, and I'm going to say OK. Click OK. And it's going to go through, and I only select, this is the reason why I only selected 3 pages to be printed. It's because it's going to open up each view, it's going to print that view, it's going to move to the next view, it's going to print that view, it'll move on. If we would have, see, we're already done. Had we said in the Adobe PDF setup, show me every PDF, show the PDF results, then it would have automatically brought up 3 PDF files, which can be very distracting if you're printing 30 or 40 sheets. So I'm going to open my Documents folder, go to PDF files, scroll down in the list, and here we are. There's that prefix that I mentioned. Sheet is an automatic default. It will preface sheet if you're printing a sheet, and it will give you the name view if you're printing a view. And from here on out, it's the number of the sheet and the name of the sheet. So when I double click and open up the file, there's my file, and you can see it's a 24 by 36 inch page. I can email this file to a consultant. I can print it 11 by 17 to any one of the in-house printers, or I can print it out full size using the software that we have on hand. All right, thanks a lot.